What's up, guys? Doug Lane, Fast Lane Car Care. Going to do a little bit of rocket surgery today. I'm going to show you how I clean up my corner tools. These things get kind of, they'll get nicked up once in a while. You'll hit a window seal. You tuck these down in the door. There's just little pieces of metal sometimes. Hit a bracket, hit whatever. You can get these nicked up. So what I got here is just some scrap piece of 800 grit sandpaper. I would really, I've also got 3000. I would really like to have a 1200 or something like that, but for some reason I don't have any in my stash. So not super huge deal. All I'm doing is hit it with a little bit of Windex, and so here's my 3000 grit. I already did the 800 with it, and see that? Rocket surgery here. You're just gonna kind of go back and forth. I like to pay special attention on this corner, right here, right here, right here, like the very tips. Sometimes they get nicked up pretty good, and when you'll go like this into a window seal, if you get a little snag up here, she'll scratch, and that's not what you want to do. So it's a whole lot of this, and I just use a little Windex just to let it slide a little bit. You can use soapy water, you can use plain water, you can use just about whatever kind of liquid you want, honestly. That's not really the important part. You could dry sand it if you want. It's just a little bit more difficult. So after a few passes, take a towel, shop towel, microfiber towel, whatever, doesn't matter. Important thing is you want to get whatever you use to make it slippery off of there. Run your finger along there. Make sure there's nothing pokey, pointy, anything like that. If you wanted to go higher than 3000, man, you could go 4,000, 5,000. Some people sit here and polish it off on a microfiber. Whatever you feel like you need to do. Me personally, I don't think that's really that necessary to get it that smooth. Because as long as you don't have any burrs or nicks in it or anything, you shouldn't be scratching the tint. Now right here, you can't see it, you can feel it with your fingernail. There's a little nick in it, but I don't know that it's necessarily going to scratch. It kind of just feels like there's I don't want to say a chunk missing, but that's kind of what it feels like. So I'm going to go back over this area with 800, see if I can't smooth that one little spot out. The rest of this feels fine. If I can't work this little spot out, what I'll do is I'll just use it anyway, but pay attention, because if it leaves a scratch in that spot, then I'll just order a new one. These things aren't really that expensive. That's why, I don't know. In the wintertime, on a day like today, I had, let's say, prior arrangements. It wasn't an appointment, it wasn't the tint or anything. I had some other stuff I had to take care of, but that fell through, and so now this is just kind of, I'm getting ready, because I've got a pretty good sized flat glass job in the next, well, it's actually flat glass and auto. So these have been needing to be fixed, sanded down and stuff for a little while. I've been putting it off, just been being really careful and limiting the amount I use them in the way I use these tools. Summertime, I wouldn't even bother with this. I just order new ones, because I just don't have time to mess with them. But wintertime, we got a little extra time on our hands. This little foot is kind of pricey, and this Fusion Reflex is a little bit pricey. in comparison to the Easy Reach and Tri-Edge and all that. So I'll see if I can't save them. I'll sand all of these, but I'm not gonna go crazy with it. If you've like severely messed up your corner tool, you're just better off just getting a new one. You'll spend more time, you know, trying to sand them and save them than it's worth. You know, me personally, I shoot for $100 an hour gross. That's the, you know, the target. It's not uncommon for me to be closer to 150. So for me, if I spend an hour squeegeeing these tools, or sanding these tools, you know, that's $100 of my time spent. I could have bought all these tools over again and not dealt with it. But like I said, it's winter time, it's a little bit slow. I had other stuff fall through, so I'm back on to making these YouTube videos, and I got one exporting right now, so I can't do anything with the laptop anyway, so I'll film this one. I figure give me something to do, show you guys something, because you guys might be on a budget. You know, if you're you know, you're just starting out, you may not have the money to just go replace half your tools, and that's fine. We were all there at one point, and honestly, it does kind of suck just to, you know, to think that you got to throw away a tool because it's got a little nick in it. So this one right here cleaned up really nice. The edge is nice. Might go one more pass just because. Also show you something else while we're at it. This right here is a squeegee sharpener made by Tint Wizard Incorporated, Huntington Beach, California. Push squeegee through the guides in direction of arrow. Patented. Made in the USA. I don't know if you can see, but it's just got 2 segments of an Olfa blade. Whoops. It says sphere on there. Also, not sure if you can see that. Neat little tool. I don't recommend it for these hard cards, but basically you take a squeegee. I'm not going to do it because I'm not going to ruin this edge. Take your squeegee, you push it through with a bit of pressure, and it skims off a nice perfectly flat area. I don't use this very often at all, and that's probably why I'm not very good at it. I've used it before. It works. I think it's one of those things that you got to have some practice with. For me, if a squeegee starts streaking, like it's got nicks out of it or whatever, I'll cut it up and make little quarter squeegees out of it for small quarter windows and stuff like that. But same deal with this one. This front edge is one that takes a lot of abuse for me, so hit it with the 800, hit it with the 3000. Bada bing, bada boom. Repeat the process for all your tools. And don't be afraid to, like, see I got this little, don't be afraid to kind of switch that up. Use a different part of the sandpaper. After a few uses, that sandpaper is going to start getting caked with plastic, and it's going to become less effective. So don't be afraid to use it. I got, let's see. I've got some extra pieces here. I dig those out of my old detailing stuff. We'll put them in this toolbox, so that way we'll have them if we need them. But that's what we got going on, guys. You can take also as like a final polish kind of deal. You can use these. I've seen people use steel wool pads. You know, depends on how much time you want to spend on it and how smooth you want to do it. But this is what we're gonna do. Like I said, if it works, you know, we'll test them out on the glass on the next couple jobs. If it works, great. If not, we'll trash them. I also keep some spares. I got spare Whizzlers, I got spare Tri-Edge, spare Easy Reach. Oh man, I forgot I had a pink chiseler. But yeah, you can see I keep some spares. I keep some custom stuff. And yeah, so that's all we got for now, guys. Thanks for watching.